Everyone, Sam here. I'll be doing my full spoiler review of Captain America Civil War. I've been to see it twice now, once in my local cinema and once at IMAX 3D in Norwich, and it was amazing. Like, loads of people kind of criticise it a bit, but I've only got like 5 minutes, so I'm just going to put in as much as I can in 5 minutes, okay? Alright, so the film starts in Serbia in 1991, and it shows the Winter Soldier coming out of his cryogenic status and being given like a kind of instructions, like a kind of notebook, stuff that will like basically activate him. So whatever they tell him to do afterwards, he'll have to do. So he goes out, he does this mission, kills this person in a car, and takes this briefcase. And you think, I wonder what that's about. It could be anything, like maybe a weapon or something like that. So it kind of goes on to like the next stage where you see Tony Stark is like a really young lad, and well, maybe not young lad, but like late teens, speaking to his mum and dad, who we obviously already know from watching these films that they are already dead. So you'd think it's just a normal part of the story, one bit to the next. You got to go somewhere with the story, yeah. So he does like a kind of memories thing where he regrets not saying stuff to his parents, and like gives away tons of money basically through guilt because of basically nearly destroying the world, creating Ultron in the previous film. So like he gets guilt tripped, and then he thinks, I've done so much bad stuff and so many bad decisions that maybe they should be kept an eye on the Avengers. So he basically gets in contact with General Thunderbolt Ross, who in the comics was Red Hulk, but he hasn't hit that point yet in the films. I don't know if he will. But anyway, they like get hold of the Avengers after the new kind of Avengers, because like Thor isn't there, Hulk's not there, Iron Man isn't really like that much part of the team at this point. So yeah, after there's like this big fight between Crossbones and Captain America and his like new team of Avengers, after they Scarlet Witch accidentally blows up this building and like kills a few people and injures loads of people, they basically get like the government involved to like make sure that they're accountable for like everything they do, and that they can't just go around doing whatever they want. And so they'll get involved, and then like they managed to get hold of Bucky because he's like, well, it turns out that he's like framed for like blowing up this like peace treaty, and but yeah, like I said, it's a spoiler review, so that you don't find that out straight away, but you pretty know that it's not him because the way he acts when like they find him. So there's like big fights, and it's really good. It is really good film. There's a lot of action, a lot of good action as well, and they bring in new characters like Black Panther. He's quite a big part of the film, especially with like his dad being killed like in the big peace treaty explosion. But yeah, they really show his new character really well, and they don't go into too much detail because obviously there's going to be a Black Panther film. I believe it's next year, maybe the year after, but it's not too far away. So they brought that new character in. They brought in Spider-Man just to like make the numbers up on Tony Stark's side, Iron Man's side, and he's really good. It's like Marvel, for once, have actually done a really good job, like with having Fox controlling the main majority of the rights for Spider-Man. Now they've like kind of got this agreement going with Marvel. They've actually made Spider-Man a lot better, a lot more funny, a lot more to what people actually know Spider-Man to be, like a young lad, not this like more grown-up, sensible person. He actually acts like a kind of kid that has got superpowers. So Spider-Man's great, Black Panther's great, and there isn't too much really linked with any other brand new characters that are going to be coming out at the end of the year. Like there's going to be Doctor Strange. He's going to be having his own movie in October, which I'll be definitely be going to see that at least twice. I'll be doing reviews on that, so look for in October, near the end of it, I will be posting quite a lot of videos about Doctor Strange. Alright, so basically, yeah, it's about to hit 5 minutes. So basically, they get into this big fight. Ant-Man uses his new power so he can get really big, and they end up going to the end, and they Captain America and Winter Soldier, they end up escaping this like massive fight. Is the big part of the trailer where they really advertise, they really hyped it up with the IMAX cameras, and to make it even special. But to be honest, after watching it in normal 2D and then watching it in IMAX 3D, it really isn't that much. You see more, and it's not that, the 3D isn't fantastic, you know, it doesn't pop out of the screen. But then again, in my opinion, unless it's animated, like fully animated on the screen, you can't really tell at times stuff is 3D, and if it is, it isn't great. So yeah, so there's a massive like fight scene between like Team Cap and Team Iron Man, and it's really good. But obviously, they're not trying to kill each other; they're just trying to like basically like, knock each other out, and like try and get hold of Bucky, because he is the main person they're after. And yeah, great fight scenes from everyone, very funny film. And yeah, when they end up basically, Cap and Winter Soldier end up leaving, going to the place that you see at the start in 1991. And yeah, they get there, everything's calmed down because Tony finds out that it wasn't actually the Winter Soldier that actually did the bombings. So yeah, so they get there, they're all friendly, and then Zemo, this like person that basically got Winter Soldier to escape from this like prison, or kind of holding, he's there, and he basically shows Tony Stark that his parents were actually killed by the Winter Soldier, and even though Bucky kind of was under someone else's like commands, he still says to Cap that even though he was being told to do the stuff, he still remembers it. So he did, you know, there is part of him that was actually just doing it anyway. And yeah, so there's this like massive fight between Tony Stark, between Iron Man and Winter Soldier and Captain America, and they're really going for it. But it doesn't really, like, Cap is obviously on Winter Soldier's side, but you know, he's still friends with Iron Man, so he doesn't want to kill him. Neither of them want to kill each other, but Tony really goes into like a rage, because you know, he's extremely upset. You know, he lost his parents over it, and it was being held back. You know, no one told him about it, so he just lost it. And there's like a big old fight, and like Iron Man like proper goes for it. Like, he's taking a good old beating from both of these like basically super soldiers, and he ends up he knocks over Captain America. Iron Man does, and then when Winter Soldier tries to rip out his power core, Iron Man's power core, he uses his center beam to actually just blast Winter Soldier's arm off, like his mechanical arm. It just disintegrates, and there's basically Winter Soldier out of the fight. And then Captain America gets up. They have this massive fight, which nearly ends up both of them killing each other. But after Captain America basically getting the upper hand, he basically near enough cuts out the power to Tony's suit, after he basically uses a shield to actually smash Iron Man's mask off his face. And yeah, it's really good, and they've left it open, so you know, obviously there's going to be Infinity Wars. Well, it was originally going to be Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2, but there's been a lot of speculation that they're actually going to be calling it the two like separate films. There's going to be Infinity in the title of both of them, but it's going to be surrounding Thanos and his involvement. And there's like all of them really that have been in Marvel films so far and that are still going to be going. They're all going to be in those two films, in one or the other. I know there's big speculation that the Guardians of the Galaxy characters are going to be introduced in the second part of the Infinity like sequels. But yeah, at the end of the day, they're still going to be classed as Avenger films, so there's going to be tons of characters in it. It should be really good, and hopefully they don't overpack it and that they separate the characters from one film to the next, otherwise it's just going to be too many characters doing stuff. So it gets to the end of the film, and there's actually two post-credit scenes. There's one like near enough straight away, and one that's actually right at the end of the film, like after all the credits have gone. And yeah, they're really good. Like, one of them is a quite funny one with Spider-Man, and he's got a new bit of Stark tech which they don't really go into it too much, but it like lights up and there's like a Spider-Man signal. And and the other one is basically a Easter egg for, well, not so much an Easter egg, but it's in Wakanda, and Winter Soldier's been put back into cryostasis by his own accord until they can sort out this problem where if someone says these like certain commands, that it actually turn into like this mindless killing machine. But yeah, so that is basically everything. I don't think I really missed anything there, but it covers nearly everything that you need to know in that film. Like, just saying it is, you know, it gives you the information, but until you actually see how well the film is made visually through special effects, with the acting, the cameras, everything, you can just see how much time and effort has really been put in to make this film. So yeah, definitely go and see it, and yeah, hopefully you liked the review. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up, and I'll do videos every day, whether it's vlogs or gameplay. I know it's a bit basic at the moment, but until I can get a bit more equipment, at the moment it's going to be like this. But I will try my best to improve my videos and sound quality and everything, and I hope you all enjoy. So yeah, please subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.